Ay, caramba!
Ah! Greetings, Wanderer. This is Atlas here, and welcome to the Void. Today I'm going to be reacting and breaking down a song called Requiem of Silence from the anime series Re:Zero. This is the winning nomination from the latest Patreon poll that I did. And as you can see here, it won by double the votes over Demon Slayer. So that's quite a lot of preference over the other one, right? This is going to be the first time that I'm going to be listening a song from this anime, from the soundtrack of this anime. So I'm really looking forward to it. Before we begin, I would like to invite you to check my newest merch, which is inspired by Berserk and Dark Souls. And if you actually make a purchase, you have a chance to be featured on the channel. The only thing you have to do is send me a picture to the contact email that you're going to find in the description of this video with the merch on, and you can be featuring at the beginning in the intro of one of my videos. And also my newest song, which is a Berserk inspired song called Conceived in Blood, which is the song that you have been listening in the intro of this video. So if you enjoy that and you would like to listen to the full song, I'm gonna be leaving the link to the song in the description too. So with that being said, onward. All right, Requiem of Silence. It's a pretty cool title track, I have to say, from Re:Zero. Boom. Okay. We have like a sustained droning kind of note in the string section. Hmm. So seamless. Such tragedy in the storytelling of a song. It's a little bit of a variation in the leitmotif. Mm-hmm. Ah! The transitions are so good. Ooh. Low end sounds so great. Oh, that was it, right? No. The ending was brilliant. Like, you notice that the song started with this kind of droning, sustained note at the beginning in the strings, and it ended with the same note, but what on top of that, but it's actually like on the background, so to speak, is the bass doing that lower note, right? But with the same kind of droning effect. What a great resolution for the track that was. It ended like it began, so to speak. But we're going to be talking more in depth about that and other things in regards to well, basically the storytelling of a track, which is very much told by the string section. I think everything, all the tragedy and sorrow that is contained in the storytelling of the song is in the arrangements of the strings. So, let's break it down. Okay, so to open this breakdown, I would like to talk about a few things in terms of like an umbrella kind of characteristics that this track has. And then maybe I'm going to be talking more about things, very specific things that I really liked about this song, okay? So the first thing that I want to talk about is the storytelling of the song. This song is like a tragedy, like a Greek tragedy or something like that. It's I mean, the song is imbued in loss and sorrow. So in my opinion, the story that this song is trying to say or tell is in a nutshell a story about loss. Something was lost, or someone. It's all over the leitmotif and the variations of it, and how I think this song is in a minor key. I'm not really sure, but that's probably the case, because it sounds like like something really happened, really bad happened. But yeah, I can't really tell you other than that how that storytelling plays a role into the anime. That's for you to kind of translate, of course. But certainly the track probably plays in a very specific moment of the anime where there's a loss of a character, a loss of some sorts. You know, a city was lost. Someone lost his hope. You know, it can be like a psychological loss or an actual tangible loss, like I lost a place, my home, whatever, or I lost a human being, like someone close to me. That's the storytelling that I hear in the track. Now let's talk about some of the arrangement things that I find, you know, very interesting. For example, of course, maybe I can start with the most obvious one, which is that this is a very, I mean, the storytelling of the track is very much contained in the string section, because, I mean, the song is it's very tamed in the sense that it doesn't have like a lot of arrangements in all the orchestral you know, instruments. You know, most of the arrangements, of course, are contained in the string section, and the string section with the leitmotif and so on and so forth, along with other things, is the actual part of the orchestra, or the section of the orchestra that is telling the story. And you know, the percussion and the brass and so on and so forth are just there as a supporting role, and their role is so minimal that it's like imagine like you're a painter, and your painting the whole painting is mostly dark tones, right? But you do a couple of brushes of white here and there, like I'm gonna put some white here and there, and that's what the percussion and the brass. It's like an analogy for that would be that for the percussion and the brass, because they are there just to make very specific transitions and apologies, and that's it. It's not like those elements are not really that present. They are only there to meet a specific requirement, let's say, which is more often than not, in this particular case at least, a transition that has to be made. I think that the tension in the song is not so much given by the arrangements or the composition itself, but for the by the performance of the instruments. There's certain articulations and dynamics being performed by the musicians in the instruments that assuming this was actually recorded by an orchestra, that actually are quintessential to the storytelling of the track, but also to the building and releasing of the tension of the song. Because since the track is for the most part very tamed in the sense of arrangements and the composition itself, then I think it's easier to be able to appreciate the nuances or the nuisances. Yes, well, the performance of the instruments have, and therefore a vibrato in the string or a slide or the intensity of a note and so on and so forth are way more noticeable because there's not a lot of background supporting arrangements in other instruments, so it's easier to appreciate that kind of thing, and I think that had to be the case for the main theme of the song, which is tragedy of loss. So the articulations in the performance of the instruments are, I think, crucial to what the song is like, what it's trying to communicate, what it's trying to transmit. Now, finally, I would like to talk about probably my favorite part of the song, which is how it ends. It has a resolution at the end. A very peculiar one because, like I was saying before, there's this droning intro kind of thing where you hear a really long sustained note in the strings. I think it's in can't remember if it's in the violin or not, or maybe in a higher, very high register of the cello. Could be the case too. But I can't really remember really well. But that's how the song starts, and that's how it ends. But with the addition of having this really low end sustained note also, which adds to the gloom and I don't think it's like a foreboding thing, but it's certainly adding to the premise of the tragedy of the whole thing, right? It's like at the end, there's no hope. Like, it's like an accent on the premise of a sorrow and the loss of it. So it's not necessarily like an accent in terms of musical terms, but it's an accent. It's that arrangement that is there to accentuate the premise of the whole song at the ending of it. It's like, hey, before the song ends and before you go, remember that this is a very sad song, something like that. But I really did like that arrangement at the end. And like I was saying before, it ends very similar to how it starts. So that gives you like a premonition of that sadness and that tragedy being like a recurring theme from that point forward, or at least for some time being, because maybe the characters in the anime have to process the thing, and that's going to have a psychological toll on them in their emotions and so on and so forth. So yeah. So I really like this track. I really enjoyed the very tamed nature of it. The fact that a lot of the storytelling and the tension of a song is in the performance of the instruments themselves with their articulations and whatnot. And also, the transitions were very seamless. They were beautiful, and probably my favorite part of a song, which is the intro and the outro. The ending, the resolution of it, which are quite similar. So I think I'm gonna give this track a golden badge, okay? Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and share it with your friend. Also, please don't forget to visit my Patreon, my Ko-fi profile, and my Ko-fi store in case you want to support my work further, and my Teespring merch shop. And of course, ex nihilo nihil fit.